Hi, I'm Karthik from designyourthinking.com, and in this video, I'm going to help you pick the right kind of microphone for you to use on podcasts. It could be your own show or you plan to be a guest on someone else's show. Having the right kind of microphone plays a very big role in terms of how that conversation comes out. Now, I've been hosting a podcast for the last 2 years and I've been on others' podcasts as well. Imagine this one thing. You walk into a movie theater and you're sitting right in the center of that entire hall and you're actually watching that movie. You're listening to that sound. Now, for a moment, just imagine the picture goes off. You are just listening to the sound. Imagine the kind of difference it makes. You no longer see the person who's speaking to you. You no longer see the characters, but you do listen to them. Now, this is exactly the experience you get when you're listening to someone speaking to you in a podcast inside your ears or maybe when you're driving. And now flip yourself on the other side. You are the person speaking. Now just imagine how important it is for you to sound good. This is exactly why I stress on having a good microphone. Now, talking about the problems, there are two biggest problems that I personally find with built-in microphones inside your laptops. Number one, it actually records even your keyboard taps. Number two, it also records noises from around you, the ambient noises and the sounds that may come from the vent or whatever it is. Having your own microphone is the best way for you to move forward, no matter you want to be a guest on other shows or you want to start your own podcast. Now you know that it's important for you to have a good microphone, but how do you go about picking one? Now this is a question I have been asked so many times by people, including my own guests on the shows, as to what microphone they should be using. Now I want to give you a few filters that you can use to pick the right kind of microphone. Number one, sensitivity. You want to pick a microphone that's sensitive enough, but not too sensitive, because microphone sensitivity is directly proportional to the amount of noise or sound it grabs. You want the microphones that actually grabs your voice and not the ones around you. Number two, pick up a microphone that's fairly rugged enough. No matter what you want to use it for, either being a guest on other shows or having your own podcast, you want to have a microphone that you can actually carry around with you. So pick up something that's fairly rugged enough. You can actually pack them into a box and put it in your backpack and walk around. Number three, pick up a microphone that's fairly simple to use. Now you don't want to go through another learning curve, learning a new gadget, a new technology and all of that. So pick up a microphone that's fairly simple to use that you can actually plug it into your computer and start to speak right off the bat. Number four, pick up a microphone that's affordable. Now, no matter what you want to do, again, you want to be a guest on other shows or have your own podcast, I think the first and the most important thing that you want to do is not spend too much of money into all of this. So pick up a microphone that's fairly affordable for you. Each one has a different affordability quotient. So whatever works for you, pick that one up. And no matter what your budget is, there is a microphone that will fit into your budget. So now that you understand that it is important to pick a microphone and number two, how to pick one, I want to walk you through some of the most commonly used kinds of microphones. Now, broadly speaking, there are two types of microphones, condenser type and the dynamic type. Now, this is not going to be a technology tutorial, so I don't want to get into the details of what a condenser type is and a dynamic microphone is, but you need to know that these are the two kinds of microphones that you would come across. The most common question that I get asked is, which one should I pick? Now, there are multiple answers to this, but let me tell you one thing. There is no one secret rule to picking a microphone. Like I said, the four things that you need to know is what I just described. Sensitive enough, rugged, simple, and affordable. These are the only four things that you need to look at when you're picking a microphone. That said, which one should you go for? A condenser type or a dynamic type? I am someone who uses both, but let me give you a quick dump of what each one of them broadly stands for. Condenser type microphones require external power to work. The dynamic ones, by and large, don't require external power. Now that said, there are many other differences between the two of them. Primarily, they come down to the way they work, the technology underneath. But that said, I use both kinds of microphones. But when it comes to the microphone that is my go-to microphone, I actually have a dynamic microphone. I use the ATR 2100. Now, this is by Audio-Technica, one of the best companies that you can go to when it comes to microphones. And ATR 2100 is a time-tested model that I use, and I carry it in my backpack and take it with me wherever I need to go. And it works using a USB cable that I connect with my laptop, and boom, I am off to the recording. if you are wanting to use this microphone to be a guest on other shows or record your own voice for voiceovers, or for that matter, host your own podcast, this is a microphone that I personally recommend because I have it in my kit. So that's the dynamic microphone. Now, when it comes to condenser type microphones, the two of the most commonly used condenser microphones are Blue Snowball and Yeti. Now, these are the most commonly used microphones, and I've seen a lot of podcasters specifically use this a lot. There are pros and cons in using a condenser versus dynamic. And let me tell you with these models specifically. Now, compared to the Blue Snowball or the Yeti, the ATR 2100 actually picks up much less noise from around you. And that's the reason I prefer ATR 2100, because when I speak, like I said, I just want my voice to be heard, and the ATR 2100 does a fantastic job. If you have listened to my podcast episodes in the past, a lot of those episodes were actually done using a ATR 2100, and I'm super comfortable using them, and I totally recommend them. Now, compare this with the Blue Snowball or the Yeti. Those microphones, I have used them when I actually went out testing. I find them to be picking up a lot of noise from around me. Now, that's not my personal preference, but if you are okay with that, it's definitely a good microphone to have, the Blue Snowball or the Yeti. They are great microphones, and I think you can definitely pick them up. Just remember that it's going to pick up more noise than the ATR 2100. Now, one of the most common questions I get asked is, Karthik, there are so many microphones, I've read so many reviews. What do you use? Yes, I do use the ATR 2100, but that's not the only one. I have a few other microphone options that I go to whenever I need to record interviews in person or have multiple people on my show. Now, talking about microphones in my kit, I have 5 of them. So let me walk you through these microphones one by one, from the most expensive to the least expensive, and what I feel about them and why I picked them. The first one is the Heil Pr 40. Now, this is a microphone I picked up way back in 2015 when I decided that I want to launch a podcast. Now, call me ambitious, call me whatever, I'm a gadget nerd. So I went and picked up the most expensive microphone I could lay my hands on. It costs about $300 odd US dollars. I picked the Heil Pr 40 simply because I've seen a lot of podcasters use it. Now, a word about Heil Pr 40. It's a great microphone. Your voice comes out really great. It picks up all the bass in your voice and it comes out great. The one drawback that you have with this microphone, however, is that fact that it needs a lot of gain. So you need to compensate that gain. And there are many ways of improving gain, and I'm not going to talk about that in this video. We'll probably have another video sometime in the future talking about that. So that's about Heil Pr 40. The second microphone I have is the ATR 2100, and I talked about it a lot. One of my favorite microphones. And the audio quality that actually comes out through ATR 2100, unless you're an audiophile, you will never find the difference in the audio that comes out of an ATR 2100 and a Heil Pr 40. Trust me on this. I am an audiophile. I can find the difference, but you will not find any difference between the two microphones if you're just listening to it on a good day. That's the second microphone, Audio-Technica ATR 2100. Now, the Heil Pr 40 and the ATR 2100 are the two dynamic microphones I have in my kit. The rest of them, the 3 of them that I'm going to talk about, are condenser type microphones. The first microphone I have in the condenser type is the Rode SmartLav Plus. This is a lavalier type microphone, and you can actually pin it to your shirt and start a talk. I picked this up because I wanted to do more in-person interviews. So I have 2 of them in fact, and I am pretty happy with them. They are condenser type. In other words, they work with power, but you can plug it into your camera, you can plug it into your recorder, or the SmartLav Plus is actually built to work with your mobile phone. So you can actually plug it into your mobile phone and start to take videos of yourself if you want to do that as well. So that's the third microphone and the first one in the condenser type that I have. The fourth microphone that I have in my kit, and it is also condenser type, something that I picked up very recently, is the Rode Videomicro. Now, Rode has multiple microphones in the segment. Rode Videomicro falls under the shotgun mics, and there are multiple options that Rode makes. The Videomicro is great for my purpose simply because it's small, weightless, and you can actually have it on top of your camera and walk around doing vlogging or whatever you want to do. Now, I picked this up because of 2 reasons. One, I wanted to do more regular vlogging and regular video content on YouTube, and the Rode Videomicro works perfectly when you actually mount it on a boom pole and have it right above someone when you want to record their voice. So the one I'm using now as I speak is the Rode Videomicro, so you get to know how the audio quality is. Now the fifth microphone I have in my kit, and the third one in the condenser type, is a Logica H 390. It's a microphone that comes with a headset, and I really love this microphone because sometimes you just don't want to carry even the ATR 2100. Now I actually started using this even before I picked up the ATR 2100, but I really find them convenient for that one reason. I don't need to carry a separate headphone and a microphone. It's just one piece. I just need to put it into my backpack and take it with me wherever I need to. Now these are the 5 microphones in my kit, and that does not mean the other microphones are not good. I have gone through my exercise of picking my microphones, and I'm sure you will go through yours as well. But my recommendation, like I said early on, is to use those 4 filters to pick your kind of microphone. Now, why you're picking a microphone plays a big role in your choices you make, because like me, if you are someone who's an audiophile, wants to do the best and all those things, you probably are going to pick up an expensive one. But if you're someone who's just starting out and testing the waters, you probably want to go in for a less priced microphone, not a cheaper microphone, but a less priced microphone, so that you can test the waters and invest more into the space as you move forward. So that's all I had for you today. I really hope this video helped you understand how you can go about picking your microphone. But more importantly, I hope I gave you more clarity by sharing you what I have in my kit and why I picked those microphones for. Because no matter what microphone you pick, unless you know why you're picking that microphone for, you probably are not going to end up picking the right kind of microphone. I hope you go and pick the right kind of microphone, and I hope you take good care of them as well. If you like this video, please leave a like right below this video. Go and like this video, leave a thumbs up no matter where you're looking at. If you're looking at this video on YouTube, go and subscribe to my channel. I would be really happy to listen to your feedback and your comments. Leave a comment, tell me what microphone you picked up. If you've not picked up one, what microphones are you planning to pick up and why you're picking up that microphone. And I will try my best to respond to each comment and help you pick the right kind of microphone. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you with the next video. Till then, peace. Cheers.